Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video is on Regex, and in this video we're going to understand more about Regex, what Regex is. To to start with the video, I wanted to give some idea about what Regex is. तो Regex क्या होता है कि Regex we generally use to do text pre-processing or extraction or replacing whatever you wanted to do, and this all can be done in big O of one time. And using regex we can pretty much identify some strings which we can replace or change or modify in our own fashion. So these are the more textbook definitions of regex, but yeah, there are some differences and nuances in dfa and that kind of stuff, but in this video we're going to understand about regex in nlp. So to start with this, I'm going to explain these kind of parts which are already there, and I wanted to give you some idea on it. So to mostly start with, I'm going to go to my browser, and inside this browser I'm going to give you some example on these kind of things. This is the regex 101 website where we can actually test our regex, and I'm going to use this particular thing for my own purposes. So I'm going to start with yeah, regex. I'm going to start with these kind of things. Okay, so let's say I have a string called abc, and I want all these things and all these things to identify. So you might say that, oh, obviously Mohawk, you have ABC, so you can identify it pretty much easy way, right? Like it's just ABC. I can search, yeah, ABC equal to ABC. But what if there is a lot of things? Like there should be B B B B B. There should be A, a lot of A, a lot of C in between, and these kind of things. This can dynamically change. How can you identify? So to do that, what we use is called regex. So if I type something like ABC, this shouldn't be matched with this. But if I type something like in bracket A, B, C, the all thing matched, and you can see the all these all things matched will be in colored. So you can think of like this one. This is getting colored. So what's the meaning of this bracket? So in regex, basically what we are doing, we are applying regex onto this particular thing, and regex will going to give us some output. So the output will going to be shown in a more like colored format. You can think of like this coloring. Okay. So what does ABC mean? So if I remove C from here, you can see no any C are getting selected. If I remove B from here, you can see only the A's are getting selected. So this bracket or this third bracket means OR. So there should be A or B or C. Okay. So when these things we combine, we can say that in third bracket you can pretty much identify any like character, this in a OR format. But there are some formats. Let's say I wanted to identify any character which is there. Okay, I don't want to only try ABC. I want A to Z everything. Okay, so you can do it by like this A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P, or whatever there is afterwards. Or you can do something like this: A hyphen Z. See, everything is getting selected. If you type Z, Z is also getting selected. So this we can do pretty easily. Similarly like this, if I want to identify any numbers, let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, or whatever I've typed, I can identify it with 1 2 3 4 5 6 yada yada yada, or I can do 0 to 9, let's say, to identify every number. I can give 1 to 9, so I can only identify 9. Every zeros are not getting selected. So this is the one thing. But let's say I wanted to select only 0, and I don't want to include any zeros in my regex. I can do that using something like the not operator. So if I type something like not operator 1 to 9, then I can select all these zeros other than 1 to 9, whatever numbers are left, I can select that. If I type 1 to 5 and type right here 7 8 9, those 7, 8, 9 will going to get selected also, but if I type 4, the 4 will not going to get selected. Okay, but let's say I don't wanted to write these things every time. I wanted to do something like an easy part. I want every digit whatever there is, so I can directly type /d there, and I can select the digits all along. Okay, so this is also a part. But let's say I wanted to get all the words which are there. So right now there is no word, but if I type something like a word, I can select all these. Okay, there are some examples you can do. You can select the global one from here, so you can do that. Like it will be worked on everything, but if I don't select on global, I can see only the M getting selected. So uh, every character I can select from here. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can select every other, let's say every character in this word. I'm also going to show you that. But right now what we can see, you can using /w or \w, you can select any word character or a character. Okay, cool. You can also select character using dot. Okay, that also can be done. Okay, so yeah, you can if you wanted to select all the white spaces, let's say you wanted to remove every white space from a sentence, you can do \s. \s can remove all the white spaces from the sentence. This can also be done. Now there is an important part. I'm going to explain you this from an example called ABC. Okay, ABC. Let's say I wanted to select the ABC and I selected ABC. This is working fine. But let's say if I wanted to select ABBC, okay, or I wanted to select ABBBBBC, but let's say if I have ABC and if I type here ABBBC, this ABC is not selecting all these. Okay, Mohak, then do something like this. ABC, you already taught us, right? But this is all only selecting the A. This is not, this works for a character, not the whole word, right? What you can do is, rather than giving all this, okay, right here if I type ABBC, you can do all this particular thing and then the whole word will going to get selected, or you can do ABC and put a plus right here. Also this whole word is getting selected. So if I type something like ABC, this will also going to get selected. If I type ABBC, this is also going to get selected. So ये चलता रहेगा. Okay, but what you can do, but what if I type something like AC, this will not going to get selected. But let's say you want AC also select. Okay, the number of B can be 0. Okay, so if you wanted to do that, you can do something like an star. So star will going to work for when there is the number of B's are 0 also, and star can also work if the number of goes really high. But for the plus, you at least have to have one B there. Okay, one count should be there. Okay, if you don't have it, then you can't have something like, yeah, you have to have one B. Okay, so this is the part. But you can do that also in a different way. Let's say I'm going to give you one other example, which is let's say there is an Australian who is writing something like color, and I study British English, so I type something like COLOUR. So now I also want the Australian point of view to be there. So I want the COLOR to be selected also. What I can do? I can do pretty much something like this. I can give an undefined, or sorry, not undefined. This called the optional operator. So U can be optional. The previous one, the U can be optional. Okay, so if I don't type U also, that will going to get selected. Okay, there is no issue, that will also going to get selected. Okay, but let's say I want the ABC again. Let's go back to the old one, ABC. ABC, right? ABC is getting selected. But I don't want every B. I want at least three. At least three. I want at least three or exactly three. Okay, let's say I want exactly three. I don't want it to get selected everything. A, B, B, C. This is getting selected, no issue. And this is not getting selected, no issue. We can do that using plus. So this is getting selected right now. But if I type something like A, B, 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 C, A, B, 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 C, 4 times B, that's also getting selected. I don't want that. I want to select only 3 B's. I want 3 B's to be there only. What I can do? I can come here and I can say 3 in a bracket. So if I type something like 3 B's there, then the 3 B's are only getting selected. So this is the part what you can do to make exactly. But if I type something like A, B, B, C, that will not going to get selected. This means that only if there is 3 characters are there, that only going to get selected. But let's say I want exactly B, not exactly B, I want at least B to be there. So to do that, you have a shorthand, like you can do a comma there. So if I type A, B, B, C, sorry, that will going to get at least C. You can do something like this, 0 to 3. Okay, you can put a condition there. So if you type ABC, that will going to get selected. ABBC, that will going to get selected. ABBBC also going to get selected, but A4BC will not going to get selected. So this is the like operation part you can do. This thing also can work, but for this you have to have at least 3 B's, and on the top of it if you type A, B, 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 how many times तुम्हें जितनी बार डालना है तुम डाल सकते हो, but 2B will not going to get selected because the least amount is 3. Okay, so literal characters we have seen. Let's say how many are there. So there is this starting of the character. Let's say I wanted to start my, now I'm going to give you some example how you can identify, let's say, a username. Okay, so what if you wanted to identify a username called hello world, and everyone should have a hello before. Let's say you are running a, what should I say, a clan. Okay, and you want IG to be their clan name, and then you can write something like Mohawk or anyone. Okay, Mohawk Gupta or IG Mohawk, whatever you want there. So let's say I wanted to get selected these kind of things, but I don't want something like Mr. Hello World. So I want everyone who starts with IG underscore, but I don't want anyone to start with Mr. underscore. How can I do that? To start with, I'm going to give this is more like a not operator from in a or bracket, but other than that, if you use directly, it will going to work as like this is starting of the sentence. Okay, so if I type something like IG underscore, all the IG underscore will going to get selected. If I type something like the global one, so okay, I think this will not going to get work. This is not going to work because obviously this is going to work only, actually if I type something like this is not going to get work. This will not work. This will not work. But if I type something like IG, this will going to work. So let's say if you have a paragraph that you should start with the. Okay, so I type something like this, so the will going to get selected. Now this is a fine word, but if I start my word like once upon a time, this will not work. Okay, what are some other things? If say if you wanted to select something like cat, okay, you can directly type cat. But if you think if you type catalog, here also cat is getting selected. You don't want this, you want the only cat to be there. If you type only cat, you want this, not this one. How can you differentiate to it? So you want a proper word, so you want a proper wording. So if you type something like /b, this will only select the cat, okay, not the catalog. So you want a proper b thing there, okay. Similarly, like the first word which is there, you can do something like a end word. So if you want, if you type something like um, dollar, so you can select all the words who have, let's say, end with e. So all the words who have end with e will going to get selected. le, this is getting selected. All the words or the whole the sentence, whatever there is a sentence, all the sentence are getting selected, that can work into this particular thing, okay. Remember, this will only going to work for sentences, not per word, okay. Let's say you wanted to identify your username, okay. To identify username, you want that every username should end with a digit. How can you select that? How can you do that? You can do something like this, and you can type something like /d. Yeah, understood that I can end a username with a digit, but let's say I want username to have a lot of digits. I want all the digits. How can I do that? D plus, all the digits are there. There should be at least one digit also. That can be also selected. Cool. So mostly these kind of things. But let's say you want to escape a regex, or you want the dollar sign. Let's say you want to search the dollar sign itself. So uh, right now this is getting selected because I'm only typing dollar sign. But let's say I don't want to use a regex. I want the only dollar sign to be there, so I can escape the character from slash. So this is mostly about what regex is. You can practice all these things by yourself. um, Here are some assignments if you wanted to do. um, Let me give you some assignments. I'm going to put some assignments there which you can do by yourself if you want. So you have to identify uh, extract all the words, okay. Right here I'm going to write it. Okay, give me some time, I can okay, I'm writing it. Extract all words from a sentence ignoring punctuation. Let's say NLP, this is the word NLP AI and ML are booming, okay. I want these answers. NLP AI ML are booming. I want all the words which are there, okay. There shouldn't be any extra characters. So this is kind of an assignment you can do, or you can search any assignment to it, or you can pretty much take a screenshot of this and practice it by yourself. So this is all about regex. You can practice it by yourself.